Okay, hello everyone. This is the Nameless one, and tonight we are going to be continuing the Lost Memories campaign with Argo, Moop, Paige, Petrol, Ellis, Hax, and Yoshi might be joining us. We were unable to get a hold of him, so we'll see.
Hello, everyone.
And of course,
Hello.
Doc's still on hiatus.
I have a potato for a microphone, guys, so be warned.
Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. So hopefully you will be able to get to somewhere where you can get a better mic soon. So we're going to go ahead and start off with a recap. And I think today I want Ellis to do it.
Okay. Brain. So we had a bit of a little more character moments going on last time. One with specifically Moop, then me, Argo, and Hax were trying to go see Moop, but it was a little dangerous for all three of us, but both me and Hax had to back out. Argo pushed forward, got burnt, and drew Moop out.
Alright, Totten, I'm just going to tell you. You thought that so boringly. So the three of us went through this cave. It was on fire. The other two needed to turn around because they're probably in danger. I pushed on. I got Moop out of this depressing, angry episode, showing them that it's like, hey, we need to get out because it's dangerous and all this stuff. And I may have gotten burnt. A little bit of singeing hair messed up my hooves, and then we got out. That was most of the session. That was like half the session.
You want me to finish?
No, you can go. Sorry.
Okay. After that, we pretty much just walked into a forest, got scared as shit, separated, and then we all ended up at the Archdruid's place, and we spent a week there.
Okay. And that was...
And I'm no longer a cripple.
We also agreed to fears on our way over there as well. Some of us. Others did not. It was a weird experience.
I heard my brother.
Okay.
I think I saw my father.
I heard the laughing of Chrysalis.
A lot of words that are like...
Yeah, a lot of different people heard different things. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And so, you guys are... you guys were staying with the Archdruid, the deer. And so, like I said last time, you guys are now fully healed. So any lasting injuries, they're no longer a mechanical issue. For
I'm no longer a cripple.
You have a sizable circular scar in your midsection and on your back. And for Nasa, you still have scarring from the burns.
I was really thinking that this was going to heal. But appears some of my strips may have faded. I say, looking down at the burns that ravaged my hooves.
Just realized I had the Peacemaker's background music unmuted.
Oof.
But so I believe I know Paige was making rings. What all would go back over what all you guys were practicing, because I got messages from a couple of you, but not everybody like actually got around to telling me what they were doing. I think Petrol never actually gave me, or if he did,
Nope.
it's way up there.
No, and I was sort of crippled the entire time.
I guess a little dangerous, but I still do stuff. But I mean, you will be limited like heck, but you can still do stuff.
It would just be better off just me to rest and try to recover at that point.
Yeah, to be honest, you probably wouldn't have been able to do anything really.
Okay.
I was asking the deer about the plants because I wanted to learn about how some of the plants are, how to find them, maybe how to use them. Thought they could be pretty helpful. A druid might know these things.
So for you, I would like you to add 1 to your naturalist, 2. I believe you have herbalism, right?
Do I have herbalism?
I could have
I
sworn.
will find out. I have herb lore.
That's close enough.
I also have alchemy if that counts.
No, he's a druid, not an alchemist.
Alright, so how many to which?
1 to the naturalist and 2 to the herb lore. So.
Two.
Next was Hacks. Were you planning on doing anything over the break?
I was just going to hang with Nasa and try and learn about plants as well, because why not?
So go ahead and add naturalist at its base stat for you.
Okay. Is that in base set?
Yes, it would be in basic set. And Ellis, where are you going to do a thing?
I was going to work on my sneaking skill, and I was going to fuck with the tablets to try to get better at computer repair.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your skill. And then tell me the margin.
For computer repair or sneak?
Computer repair.
Okay. I literally just had it. Electronic repair. Pass by 5.
Okay. And so for you, you get 2 points to your computer repair. And then roll sneak. Margin.
Okay. Pass by 2.
And I'm going to say no points for sneak.
Darn. Okay.
For Moop, you were wanting to do art stuff, if I remember correctly, and working. You were working on new books.
Yes.
Okay. So let me double check what you said about that. So for the thing for yourself, I will note that that wouldn't raise the skill. I don't know if that's what you were after or not, but if not, you can roll the skill, and you would need to roll will save. So, and then whichever one has the bigger margin is the one that passes.
Well,
Good
I
job.
think that's pretty clear.
I think that answers itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, for the book, because I don't think there's an actual, bookmaking, related skill, if you want to do something fancy with it art-wise, you need to roll whatever art skill you're using, and you're also going to need to roll if you have like a sewing skill. Because most books, I forget what the actual profession is called, but most
Scribe? Or,
no,
scribe
she's
is...
creating a bookbinding. So you need to roll. Well, that would make sense to have the craft binding. She doesn't have that skill, so she's improvising. So it would be sewing and any other skills that you are wanting to try to use to make it look fancy. So if you can go ahead and roll for that. Yeah, that would be 3 rolls then. And then just tell me if any of them fail. And which one. Okay, so you have made your books. So.
Now, if only I could read. Well, I could read Zebra, I just can't read Punish fully yet.
You guys.
Yeah, you still learning.
We're gonna go ahead and start moving forward now. You guys, the druid, at the end of the time that you spend there, the druid tells you that while he would love to have you stay, he has a feeling that you guys have more that you need to do. While he enjoys the company, there's things out here that don't appreciate intruders, and so he walks you guys to the edge of the forest, and as he walks, the forest basically splits around him, and you guys are able to get through without any issue.
I'm just gonna make a comment. I feel like you forgot me, or things that I did.
Oh yes, you were doing the jewelry making.
Yeah, I was making rings.
I mentioned it, and then I forgot to follow up on it. Go ahead and roll your jewel crafting skill.
12. I succeed by 1.
Okay, so you make a fairly simple, standard. Are you putting gemstones in the rings, or?
No, I'm just making regular rings right now.
Yeah, so plain, standard-looking copper ring.
I hesitate to ask how many.
I want to point out that Paige can control how much metal she makes. She doesn't have to make a steel mill's worth of iron.
It doesn't change the fact that, from what we know of Slashing Shadow,
more like a year's worth.
I only made 2 most. I wasn't.
Okay.
It was more of crafting them than mass producing them.
Instead, makes 300.
Makes 1 million pounds of copper rings.
Yeah, so you have made however many copper rings you would like to make from that. I'm not going to like make you roll for every ring because then it'd just be tedious. Anything else, or is that it?
Yeah, that was what I was doing my break. So.
Okay. So you guys have been escorted out of the clearing, and the druid tells you that there's no way that he can guarantee you're safe passing back through. So he warns you that it may be safer to go around next time. So, what do? Druid has gone back into his forest, by the way.
Well, the only thing we've been trying to do is head to the
Equestrian
Equestrian
Monarchy.
Monarchy.
So I guess we're still heading that way.
Yes,
Yep,
I want
this
to
time
point out
we're going.
the area that you guys have made it out into. Ahead of you, you see a mountain range. And it seems to cover a good portion of the way in front.
Can I recognize the mountain range?
I was about to tell you, roll a area knowledge.
All right.
Let's see how
That
scared.
is a pass by 2.
Okay, so as far as you're aware, it's not. This mountain range is the one that borders the new Equestrian Monarchy's territory, and for the most part, you haven't heard anything about it. But you know, that doesn't mean anything. You do know that it covers a good portion, both north and south, though. So your best bet is finding a safe way through.
So a mountain pass is what we're looking for.
But this not being an area that you would normally...
No, this is normally an area we would avoid like the plague.
Yeah, so you're not terribly familiar with the terrain. So, if my zebra would like to attempt to roll perception and survival, you can try and find a way through.
Alright, that passes by... Do you want to know how much I passed by, or is that good enough?
Well, you also need to do a perception.
Yeah.
It's probably for all of us.
No, this is for Nassau right now.
Okay.
I pass.
Okay, and margin for both?
Button. 3 for survival, and 1 for perception.
Okay, so let's see. Hold on a sec while I roll this. Okay. This thing is so hard to roll because it is basically round. And I forgot to grab a set of D100 that I can read in the dark. But so you find yourself a nice looking, like, it looks like a decently easy to traverse, like, narrow mountain pass. As far as you can tell, it doesn't look like you should have any issues. But, you know, swampland survival, not mountain. So, are you guys going to take this one?
Do actually I have a mountain survival skill.
Oh, that actually might be pretty useful.
Yes, if you have mountain survival skills, you can roll your mountain survival skills, and I will give you more information.
That is a pass by 1.
So, as far as you guys can tell, it doesn't look like it's going to be a particularly dangerous one terrain-wise. However, with the size of the mountains, it could be a good while, and it wouldn't be surprising if certain areas are more tunnel than pass. However, you aren't necessarily going to be able to find lots of easily traversed passes, and this one is not one that you have to climb halfway up the mountain for. So,
Well, it's probably our best bet then.
and I
Yeah,
would point out that
probably.
one more thing I would point out, it could be anywhere from weeks in one direction to several days in the other to just go around. Not to mention you would have to go around and then go around again, essentially.
Yeah, so probably it's better to go through.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everybody's going through,
Might as well.
I am going to have the one who does the thing with the survival and the perception to do the guiding. And everybody is going to roll a perception as well this time.
Okay.
I pass.
I pass my perception.
I pass.
I passed by 7.
That's by one.
Okay.
I passed
Yes.
on those. So.
For
Also, I don't need to explain. Like you can see that I pass survival, right?
yeah.
By too much. It is. Actually, I think that is crit success.
What is refer to chart? What is the 15 and above is 5 to 3.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have crit success. And I'm going to assume that Ellis does not have something above a 16 for his perception.
No, my
Okay.
perception is a 13.
Okay. So for the Zeeb, as you guys are moving through, you notice like higher up in the mountains there is netting spread across the mountaintop. And you see things moving up much farther above you guys. What is marching order, by the way?
They probably am in front or something.
Well, yeah, that I assumed that much. You were guide. You find the way.
I'm close to the front because I can just fly above.
Okay.
I can fly above too, so
I'm
I'm
hanging
middle or
where-
back.
I'm hanging wherever Moop is.
Move probably to the back,
So
maybe.
Paige,
Yes.
roll dexterity.
Oh, fun. I pass.
So, as you're moving along, you just barely, like, you hear the rumbling at first, and then just barely manage to get out of the way as a pair of fairly large boulders are rolled down the sides of the pass and block off your exit.
Oh,
That is.
you don't see that every day.
So,
we can continue moving forward, or I can attempt to move it with my magic.
I mean, I can probably one by one pick us all up and take us over the other side.
You know, I'm gonna say this. It feels
hello?
like
Gee, I wonder what makes me think that this looks like a trap.
Yeah, that was awful suspicious placement. It's almost like that was done intentionally.
yeah.
So, what do?
Hold on, can I roll my traps to see if it's a trap?
I mean, you had suspicious movement and nets above you, like covering the pass, and sudden boulders appear or are rolled down, blocking your path back. Do you really need to roll a skill to deduce that?
I think it's a trap.
So, what do?
The only thing we can do is for the majority of the party is move forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna start hovering now, lest more boulders come falling down the mountain and try and squish any pony.
I'm gonna probably be looking around trying to navigate a path for us or something. Anything.
So, as you guys are moving, I want everybody to roll perception.
I literally just passed.
Huh.
That is a pass by 5.
Pass by 5.
Crit.
Okay.
Argo, what the heck? How are you rolling so well right now?
Argo can see forever.
So, as you guys are moving through the pass, you start seeing Argo, I'm going to give you something different, but you start seeing what look like crudely made effigies of some sort. Lots of black feathers and large bird skulls.
Wait, can I roll hidden lore, spirit lore? This seems like something.
You can go ahead and roll.
I pass.
So there's a lot of different things that are associated with birds, and these don't seem anything very specific. So you're not entirely certain what it is these might be effigies for, but they do definitely seem like fetishes and effigies. Now, Argo, as you are moving along, you catch sight of several creatures and a fairly large spell-spawn crow not far from where you guys are. It's just out of your party's view, so what do?
What is it doing?
Staring at you.
I'm staring back.
So your zebra has stopped to have a staring contest with a who knows what.
Yeah,
This is normal.
I'm gonna just kind of fly and hover. I assume that the pass is only wide enough to walk single file.
Yes, the pass is only wide enough to walk single file right now.
All right, yeah. So I'm just gonna like hover over Nasa, tap her, and say, what are you staring at?"
I'm staring at the bird. Can you see it?
"What bird?"
Roll
Wait,
perception.
there's a bird?
That is a pass by 2.
And pass by 4.
You guys see as the large spell-spawn crow takes off.
Oh, great. More crows. Oh, that just makes me feel super safe. I hate crows.
It is possible that there might be a scarecrow nearby, but we can't be sure. There'll be more, or at least much more if there were.
Yeah. Am I able to go around and have a bit of a fly just to see if I can find anything that's hinting at a scarecrow?
So, I will note that the netting seems to be very specifically put up to prevent Pegasi movement. Suspiciously so.
How high up is it?
About 70-ish feet above you guys. Because otherwise the pass gets too wide for them to secure it reasonably.
I'm going to... Have we all noticed the netting by this point?
Yes, everybody knows that the netting is there. They noticed that a while ago.
Okay.
I thought there were safety nets.
I'm going to fly up to the netting to examine it, see if it's made of just like rope that we could cut through, or if it's made of some kind of metal or something.
So as you get closer, you notice that it seems to be a mishmash of different types of netting. You have some that are rope, some that it looks like it was like they stole it from somewhere because it was made of metal, badly rusted metal, but it metal all the same. And then
Wait, can you make nets out of metal?
Yeah.
There's also a material that you don't recognize. That is also amongst the mishmash of different materials.
Hmm.
I'm
Here.
trying to decide between trying to cut the ones made out of rope with my knife or trying to use some kind of wire cutters to cut the metal ones. I'm gonna go for trying to cut through one of the metal ones. One of the ones that looks to be in worse repair.
Okay.
Which, I would assume I would have some kind of wire cutters in my tool bag.
Okay. So, hey, Petrol, you're flying too, right?
Can you move for a bit?
Petrol,
I'm fine. Yes, I just said that.
roll perception check.
Oh god. Can we just put the bean janky? Oh, that's a very clear pass.
Yes. So as you're flying about, I'm assuming you're probably inspecting the netting as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason not to.
So as you're doing that, you see Clinker pulling out tools to try and cut the netting, and you also see a very telltale glint that is all too familiar at this point. Especially
no.
having seen the zebra not long ago. What do?
No. Hmm.
Hold on just a sec.
You good there, Petrol?
He is
Yeah.
asking me a question.
Aha.
Guys, I hate to, actually, I was mainly just going up to Clinker. Clinker, you might want to go down and back to the ground, right now.
Okay.
Trust me, don't start flying again. Stay on the ground. It is safer right now.
Okay.
If I explain why I make too much noise, they're going to notice.
I return to the ground rather puzzled.
Okay.
Are you... is Petrol, you coming back down to the ground as well?
I start flying lower than before, but I'm still slightly above the ground.
So, you want to explain why?
I may have just seen a scope glint in the distance.
Oh.
And if we make too much movement, and if we know it seems like we know they're there, they will take a shot.
Oh. Got it.
And given that we were flying, who are they going to go for first?
That doesn't sound pleasant at all.
I'm flying low in the hopes that there might be some cover around I can at least move around because I at least know where it is.
So,
remember, if I come out to you guys,
Petrol.
they will fire.
Petrol, you have soldiering skill.
Yes.
Roll it. Apparently, you suck at it.
Yep. It's a fail, clearly. I haven't used this skill in a while, so I haven't had any reason to bump it up.
They as far as you're concerned, they definitely saw you, and you're not sure why they didn't shoot.
You know where they're set up?
So, roll intelligence. Petrol.
That's a rare.
So.
No, it's individual.
Wait.
So.
I don't know that first.
For. Brain. You do have an idea of where they were, but that if they, you don't know if they saw you. You know, considering they had a telescope attached to their rifle. You know,
Yeah.
so if they think you saw them, they might have moved. So, but you do know a general area of where they were last seen. You also don't know necessarily if there were more or if it was just the one. Although, given the amount of preparation in this area you have been seeing, it would be safe to assume that there are probably more, considering this is a lot of work for one pony.
I'm going to be on the lookout for other related stuff, but I'm not going to tell the party because otherwise they will freak.
Okay, so I need everybody to roll perception again.
That's a pass by 5.
Nope,
I
failed.
passed it through.
Apparently, I can't see
I
anything.
pass.
So I'm gonna go with Hacks, Petrol first, and then work my way down for lesser. So Hacks and Petrol, you guys, as you are walking, start noticing more and more of the effigies, and this is for the whole party. However, the two of you are starting to notice a odd sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Pattern in the effigies. It's not anything that you necessarily recognize, but there seems to be a reoccurring pattern on how they build the effigies. Normally it's a hexagonal piece of wood that has been shaped in sort of a wheel-like shape with 3 bars reaching into the middle and a skull of some sort affixed to the center and feathers all the way around, making it hard to see the spaces left by the spokes and the skull.
Can I tell if they're bird feathers or pegasi feathers?
Roll a perception at a -3.
Nice.
So as far as you can tell, it looks like a collection of like various bird feathers. And at closer glance, it also seems that some of them weren't actually originally black, as some of them have started to clump in a strange way for what should be a perfectly normal feather.
I'm gonna move up to Nasa again and point out the pattern that I've noticed to see if she knows anything more about it.
That would be a spirit lore roll to see if you know anything about it.
I have best.
So, while certain types of shapes were things that your people were known to use, this doesn't seem to have any of the recognizable shapes or any kind of runic pattern that would have been used by shamans or witch doctors. So you're about as clueless as the rest of them on what the shape of the effigies actually means. I'm going to go ahead and have my Pegasi and Nasa roll another perception check.
One fails.
That is another
I have
pass
best.
by 5.
So, Petrol, you got blinded by some sort of bright light. The other two, you guys notice a shadow that you thought was a shadow behind a rock move.
Nasa, you saw that too, right?
If by it you're referring to a shadow that moved, then I would say yes. Is that what you were referring to?
What the fuck was that line?
Yep. Do we want to get closer?
I I I don't know.
What did you two say? All I saw was bright light. Ow.
We saw a shadow move.
Can I attempt to talk to the shadow?
Yes, you can attempt to talk to said shadow.
I'm sorry, wait, what were you rolling, Argo?
Nothing
I don't know what I rolled, but I didn't pass.
Well, as you guys like look at this shadow, you hear Nasa attempt to speak, but I think she got confused with the P for S-A. Instead, it's a QU, as she squeaks instead.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I haven't talked to spirits before. I think it's a spirit.
Wax?
I apologize. I'm too nervous to talk to this.
Yes, Vigil?
Whatever weapons you have, I suggest you have them prepared.
Okay.
Max,
turn
go
back into
ahead
the...
and roll a. Actually, I believe combat paralysis actually tells you what to roll.
Let me
I believe
check.
this would be an instance that it would be actually applicable.
Wait, don't I have the opposite of that?
Combat
Like we all get
reflexes.
yeah, I have combat reflexes.
You don't have issues, with combat. You don't freeze up in the middle of it.
Okay, that's a pretty... okay. Oh, I actually pass! It's a health check, apparently.
Also, Camille wants to try to talk, or Moop wants to try to talk to the shadow if possible.
So,
I'm a bit too nervous to try to talk to them.
Okay, so I guess I draw my pistol then.
so is the Moop gonna actually try to say a thing?
Moop, speak.
I am going to say.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear.
Yes.
I'm going to say that you don't necessarily need to, unless you are having anxiety issues, which would be a will save or a health check. You don't necessarily need to roll.
Alright. I just wanted, when I try my best to walk up to the others and I hear things about the shadow and I'm just like, hey yo, anyone here?
So, as you call out the shadow, it gets bigger and outsteps a griffin with raven black feathers.
Hello.
Wait, you aren't a spirit.
He's
Immediately ready my rifle.
He is wearing a large bone mask that appears to be of some larger species of bird. And
Wait, hold on, I want to roll something.
Is also wearing a feather cape.
Is that mask of any spiritual importance by any chance?
Not of anything that you're aware of. Clinker. Area knowledge. Now. Do it.
That is a pass by 5.
Yes, you were looking at a spawn cultist.
Oh, okay, give me a second to...
Before anyone has the chance to say anything, I say, hey, what is that mask for?
Is that under tribes?
It's either tribes or I can't remember for sure.
I'm looking under tribes first.
Well, I'm waiting for an no.
So, the
I'm waiting for it to respond.
Ah, here we go.
So.
Okay. So, they're a spawn cultist, and so they try and they're basically crazies that try and gain power from spell spawn. Most of them just die doing it, as you would expect, but what has me concerned is that this one's still alive, and there are rumors that some have actually managed to gain measurable power from it.
Wait, what makes them crazy?
Everybody roll a will save.
Oh,
What makes
fun.
them crazy is the fact that they're trying to gain power from spell spawn, Nasa.
I pass.
I
That
passed
is
that one.
actually a pass.
I
Nope.
pass.
Hmm.
Is that a crit page?
My will is 13.
So should
Right.
That's a crit page. I
That
believe
is-
so.
Crit fail for
I
13?
don't
16.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound right.
17 is crit fail.
Yeah.
So it's one step from a crit fail. So as you guys step forward or watch him step forward, he hears everything Clinker just said and raises himself up to his full height, at which point you realize he is a bit taller than most griffin, which are already taller than ponies. And he spreads his wings, and for a moment, it's almost like the sun is blocked out as you see flashes of things that you would find absolutely horrifying. However, for the majority of you, it doesn't really sink in. Like, it's not as bad as you would, as some of the things you've witnessed so far. However, Paige, you see a very familiar unicorn, very much dead and eviscerated all across the wasteland.
Oh, no.
So, what do?
While this is happening, I kind of call out, "Hey, where'd you get that cool mask?"
I start cowering against the wall.
Okay. He glares at you before saying that he's the one asking the questions. And
But it's a cool mask.
he says that you have encroached on his territory, his and his cult's territory, and asks what your purpose is here.
We are merely passing through. We do
Wait,
not
do
mean
cult
any
members
direct
have
harm,
another in a cult?
but if any of you attack us, we will not be afraid to shoot back. But we do not mean any direct harm. We are just passing through.
I thought
Yeah.
cult members weren't aware that they were in a cult. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. In character.
He raises a wing, and Petrol, go ahead and roll perception at a +2.
Oh, with a +2 that passes.
So, as he raises his wing, you see the glint of no less than 8 rifle scopes,
Ooh.
Oh boy.
and says, "What makes you think that I'm afraid of you?"
Wait, who was talking about being afraid? I was wondering what the cult members are, and not that.
It wasn't a threat.
I'm going to descend right, like land on the ground right behind Nasa and just kind of hold my hoof over her mouth so that she stops speaking and whisper in her ear, "Now is not the time for talking."
The ground we're walking across is currently stone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I then say back to Griffin. If you want bloodshed, you are going to have it regardless. But we do not mean any harm whatsoever. So we are just merely trying to pass through, and we will leave you be. But based on what I've seen back there, you usually have enough firepower to at least start combat with us and try to slaughter us. But there will still be bloodshed. So, do you want to go through all that trouble? Or just want to let us pass and we'll mean you no harm?
So, under the mask, like, go ahead and roll a perception at a -3, because there is no insight.
Oh, fail.
So, anybody else?
Oh, are we all
doesn't
rolling
get to.
No, I'm
I
right now trying to decide whether or not my character decides to make stone
Argo
hut.
doesn't also, because Argo has hoof in her face at the moment.
I do not pass. I fail.
So, you Cameo, you notice, like, he seems very deadpan and, like, like, visuals are obviously being interpreted as threats are very unimpressive to him. As he rolls his eyes and tells you that facepalm because of visual. He rolls his eyes and says that he doesn't believe you. Yeah, they have too many would-be heroes coming through here.
Well, once again, do you have the numbers to kill us in cold blood? You choose not to. And then look at our numbers. Look at your numbers. If we really wanted to outright kill you guys, we would have already tried something. So I noticed some of your snipers way back earlier, but you guys also don't seem to want to immediately kill us. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be standing right here.
He gives you a look, and in a tone that very much speaks like, I don't know why you didn't see this already, he says it's not the Scarecrow's way.
Oh.
And as if to punctuate that point, several large spellspawn crow land around the walls of the pass near you guys. Seemingly phasing through the nets above. So, give me just a sec, Cameo. Okay. And... okay. So, when you show him the picture, he raises an eyebrow before squinting at it for a moment, and then raising both eyebrows, which you can see through the sockets of the mask, and saying, "Where did you find this?"
Find? I didn't find. I made it myself.
He pauses. He stands there for a moment before taking the picture and looking closer, and then handing it back before saying, "This is not the beast of the pits."
I don't know what these words mean.
The beast from the pits.
So, you guys can try and roll an intelligence check, because I see that you don't quite grasp what I'm trying.
I know what you're saying, but my character is still terrified.
I need you to repeat that because I missed.
This isn't the beast from the...
The beast of the pits.
Is he talking about the
pits of sorrow?
Yes, Shadowfire, clearly.
Well, Shadowfire and... I guess if he's saying beast, then probably yeah, but this is a thing that I was not here for, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would know, though, because it's not exactly a big secret. There's a area known as the Ever-Burning Pits in the middle,
Yeah.
of Equestria
Okay.
by the
Fair enough.
border of the Everfree.
Okay,
Wait,
fair
was
enough.
that the depression pits? The place where we were all sad?
The ever-burning
Yes.
pits of sadness.
Wait, was that the sad place? Wait, we went
So-
to the sad place.
Yes, the flaming pits.
So I
Should
want
I
to
make
see.
another will check to see if I'm able to get out of my fear?
You would need to roll a will check to be able to settle your emotions there.
So wait,
Okay,
I asked him,
I-
wait, am I able to
I still
speak,
failed.
or am I still
Oh
covered?
wait, no, I pass. I pass on nose.
Okay, so you have been able to collect yourself. What were you saying, Nasa?
So wait, hold on. The Beast of the Pits, is that the place with all the sadness? Because we did see a large creature there.
He looks somewhat surprised. Also, Clinker, now roll your area knowledge.
Oh.
Alright, I'm pretty sure that's a crit.
So, you actually, at one point, had been out traveling with your family and your tribe, and come across a section of the pits because they expand for a fairly large portion, and a small portion of it ends up in your territory, or your tribe's territory, that is. And you guys had watched a pair of psychos attempt to go into the pit as some sort of, psycho thing. They're not really able to tell what they were thinking, but you basically watched them
They're
melt.
psychos. They probably weren't thinking.
You from what you saw, they both stepped in, immediately started attacking each other, and basically melted on the spot.
Huh.
Wow.
I remember when we went to the pits. That was an experience.
Yeah, wait. Hold on, I remember there was a creature at the pits. Were
do
you
too.
talking about hold on, so
At
there's this creature.
At this point, the
He was
griffin
like-
is gesturing, and you can see his beak working, but no words are coming out before he manages to squawk out, "Come with me!" And he
Oh, do you want me
gestures
at the
and-
beast?
So he
Oh,
gestures
okay.
and heads further into the pass.
Oh, okay, so we're following you, right? We have
guess-
to.
I guess
we
we're
have
following
to-
him.
Yes, we have to
I
follow.
guess
Right,
we're
right.
following him.
I mean, are you
Let
gonna
me
try and argue with the snipers?
No.
No.
just want to make sure we have permission to go.
So he leads you a good ways farther into the pass before stopping at what appears to be a sheer cliff face. And he pokes it and starts dragging his finger or claw along it in the same pattern that you guys have seen the effigies in. And as he does so, it leaves a black trail until it once he finishes, it perfectly mirrors the effigies that they had created around the area. I will also note there are a lot more in this area, and they are a lot thicker made, and the stench of death is hanging heavy in the air. When he finishes drawing the pattern, the cliff face, which it had appeared sheer and perfectly smooth, shudders and then sinks in before revealing a large vault-like door that, after several seconds of loud thumping noises, opens up to reveal a tunnel that has been rather elaborately and lavishly decorated, although time has had its way with it, not to mention the graffiti and attempts at decorating from what were obviously the cultists, with all of their symbology hanging from the roof and the walls. So it may have looked nice if a bit over the top previously, but now it looks absolutely terrible. Not to mention that the smell has just the doors open, the smell hits you, and it's like one of those like
Oh god moments.
I
Where you're not sure
need
if you want through.
I need the everybody but Cameo, Nasa, and Petrol to roll a health check.
Oh
fun.
no.
That's a
This
fail.
smells like,
That's a
this
fail.
smells like
That's a fail.
Hey, I passed.
So,
I'm just making a second.
I'm worried about having to
Smells
roll a
like the
health check.
fifule.
Petrol,
Like
you're
those
not
funnel
rolling health.
ranger.
Oh wait, yeah.
You,
I'm like,
Cameo,
alright,
and
it's
Nasa are fine. So, let's see. Paige and Hax, both. You as the door opens and the wall of the death stench rolls out. You lose everything you've eaten, all over the floor. And if you're standing
That's
too close
what
to somebody, they will also be wearing it.
I'm pretty sure I was still following right behind Nasa.
Ah, yes. Nasa, your backside has been painted with who's fucking Clinker's previous meal.
Why is my back suddenly warm?
Warm
Oh.
and wet.
I'm sorry. The smell was it. The smell got to me.
But you can't handle the smell of a fifule? Sorry, you wouldn't know what those are.
So as you once he waits a few minutes for you guys to like regain some composure before gesturing you inside.
I'm going in.
I guess I follow.
Yeah, might as well.
I am too.
Yes.
We all go
Reminds
in.
me of home.
Once everybody is inside, he presses a similar symbol on the inside of the wall in the tunnel, and the both the door and the camouflage that had been there start moving as they close.
Can I get some water to wash this stuff off my back? That would be appreciated. Please.
He waves dismissively and says, "In due time." He starts leading you guys again.
Nasa, once we head back outside, I can just summon a cloud.
That's amazing.
So as you guys continue moving on, there is the stench begins to intensify as you pass a room that this effigy is not so much a like the rather benign skulls and whatnot. This is a full griffin that has been turned into a mock scarecrow. Rather than the metal cage that you see when they are active, they've used the griffin's rib cage to simulate that.
Ooh.
Ah,
And it's obvious that this one's been dead for a little while.
I'm pretty sure my stomach is trying to lose even more at this point.
Yes,
Reminds me a little bit.
you need to roll another health check, Mr.
Reminds me a little of the Blood Eagle.
Are there any revenants nearby?
Were
It
you
smells like there'd be some.
are
That's
you attempting to make
a
another
pass?
scarecrow?
He looks back and then glances at the effigy and shakes his head. Like we do not we no longer have the power or the processes necessary to create a scarecrow, nor the items
Yeah.
required.
Do you have any revenants?
Say what?
A revenant, like raised from the dead. You know, he has the spirits, and like the spirits kind of come back and possess the body. It takes some shamaning work, but you know what I mean.
He shakes his head and says, and to answer Moop's question as well, says, we neither made the scarecrows nor do we have anything to do with controlling them. We simply gain power from them. And he lifts his mask, and you notice that like there is a long raking scar across his face that was. It is, from what you have seen of most of the scarecrows, pretty consistent with the appendages that they have.
So where'd you get that mask from?
He looks at it and says, "It was one of my brothers." Before placing it back on his face.
It is a cool looking mask.
And then he gestures as you guys. He gestures you guys as he continues down the hall.
Alright, let's go.
So when you guys get farther into the area, there's a room that is filled with various chunks of metal and pieces and everything from like what looked to be unused scarecrow cores to the cages that make up the body to the lanterns that they had. Random hunks of metal that looked like they were used to form the claws and like the actual like skeleton that went around the cage. And they're sitting atop what appears to be a poorly made throne. From the unused parts of scarecrows is a Erinthian that looks, to say old wouldn't be doing justice to it. It's also most of his limbs have been replaced with basically metal scarecrow arms and legs. He still has his left arm fully intact.
That sounds like it was probably a painful process.
But as you guys are led into the room, the griffin immediately bows his head and says, "Elder, these have claimed that they have met the beast of the pits." And the Erinthian, which you quickly realize is blind in one eye as he turns and glares at you, just kind of snorts before shifting in his makeshift throne.
I believe he was standing guard over his second helicorn.
Yeah, for the most part, there wasn't too much there. I mean, it was like a sad pit. There was some flames and stuff. I remember we went in there, we saw a sleeping alicorn who looked like she was quite darker, I don't know what color that is, like a dark blue maybe?
It was a dark blue, navy.
Like maybe a dark purple?
Near purple, yes.
I wish I could help, but I don't seem to have any memories of that day.
That sounds unfortunate for you. Anyway, so yeah, she had like this long purple mane that was kind of like spacey almost, and she was laying there asleep. And then, so I saw her, and then there was this much bigger alicorn who had, I think he was like blue in his mane, or I don't know if it was a he or a they. It was kind of hard to tell, like a bit larger. I think like orange eyes, big fangs, very tall, very tall.
Flaming mane.
Kind of flamey.
So, everybody roll perception real quick.
Oh, I did not.
Apparently, I'm completely blind.
Well, I botched my run. Let me read you that.
Am I smooth petrol?
17 versus a 14. don't know if that's a crit fail.
Pass.
I passed by
I believe that is all.
6.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I crit failed.
Okay. So, Paige, you notice the thing, but you pass out immediately before recognizing what it was.
Okay.
So Paige is passed out on the floor. For everybody else, you start to see the shadows shift behind the throne in the room.
Interesting.
And a voice that sounds like two boulders being ground together kind of grumbles out from behind the throne. It says, there is no way you saw him.
Okay, so we say
Yeah, I
him
know
like
his
creature.
name.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't know. I didn't quite get a good grasp of who that was. Thank you for informing me.
So, as you guys watch the shadows, you realize we're not just shadows, as they kind of stand up and shift forward as a large reptilian skeleton moves forward. A pair of blinking red eyelights in the skull focus in on you and say, you did not survive, or you did not survive the pits. You could not have seen him. No
Well,
one
look,
we're
I
survived
look
their
like
standing
this.
here right now.
The
What the-
issue is that we did survive the pits. We
Hold on, I sit
weren't
down on my
taken
rump and I start
alive.
feeling myself. I am alive, aren't I?
He
I poke.
he moves closer, right up in Moop's face, growling, "Then where are your scars?"
We do not have scars. But we
Wait,
have
actually, I do.
It's specifically from the burning pits. That's what he's referring to.
Oh yeah, no, I got this from a burning cave. Very different.
Yeah, very different. But we went through that for a very short time. But we did see him. He was protecting. And now look, Corn. We tried talking to him, but the dude screamed at us to get out, so we did. He also closed his cave shortly after.
Yes, we totally left because it was scary as hell.
Could have been nicer about it.
This thing rears up on its hind legs. You realize it's kind of a bipedal creature, and he swipes a skeletal claw across the air, saying, "Preposterous! Alicorns do not exist."
What?
Wait, we literally saw him. I don't know, we literally saw him.
I'm gonna chime in at this point in saying, yeah, I thought that too until we saw one in Canterlot.
Yeah, we saw Twilight.
There's multiple Alicorns.
He and the Orinthian both look at Clinker before the skeletal thing reaches across and grabs Clinker. I will note he is absolutely massive, by the way.
Okay, when you say absolutely massive, we have established that you need to specify better what you mean when you say absolutely massive, because we keep underestimating what you mean.
He fills up a good majority of the room, and one claw for him basically covers most of your body.
Okay, so pretty damn massive. Got it.
Yes. Oh, wow.
And he hoists you up to eye level and says, "What did you say?"
I said I also didn't think Alicorns existed until we met one in Canterlot.
Yeah, we also went to Canterlot.
Put him down!
Yeah.
He unceremoniously drops Clinker on top of the nearest party member.
I'm gonna try to catch myself in the air with my wings.
I was landed upon.
Roll dexterity. Because you are not good flyer.
That is on Dex. Damn it, that's a fail by 1.
I pass.
So, Nassau is able to catch you, before you hit something. But he scrapes along the ceiling as he kind of raises up to a partial of his full height. And Moop, go ahead and roll a intelligence. So, as far as you can tell, this is a dragon. It is a very strange-looking skeletal dragon. The skull structure is a bit weird, but it's a dragon.
Wait a minute. No way. How did I not? You're another dragon like me! Dude, this is so cool! I'm sorry it took so long for me to notice that. I'm being really stupid right now.
Oh wait, you're both dragons. So do you know each other? I say.
I face Hoof really hard.
Too.
The level of
Go ahead and roll an area knowledge.
Hold on, Moop. In my defense, you are relatively old, and based on how old that dragon looks, that dragon was probably old for a very long time.
Nameless, that is
Meaning-
past by 6.
Before we had the chance to go onto those pods, you might have
So-
known him.
As far as you can tell, it's not, but you can't tell because, you've never seen it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hold on, I
first
think my
of
logic
all,
is solid.
I'm not even that old. I'm really not.
The dragon, the skeletal dragon, looks over its shoulder back at Moop and says, "I am no longer one of your kind."
No
Wait,
longer.
can you change species?
What happened?
He kind of squirms and moves further out into the room, and you notice that he has a very decided lack of any kind of organs, and says, "I went into those pits."
Oh, snap.
Oh my.
Oh wait, we went into those pits and we don't look like you.
Yeah. Did you actually run into the big scary black alicorn?
I don't know if that horse has a name.
I don't know either.
Okay, so the dragon shakes its head and says, "Nobody survives an encounter with it."
Well, here we are.
Wait, then how would we know what he looks like?
We've.
I just.
He has a bit of
Do
a
you want to-
grumbly voice, a bit low. Very deep.
Would you want us to describe him for you in about as much detail as we can give so you can believe us, or what?
He scratches his chin, well, the underside of his jaw, and says, "Fine. However, I will point out that I have not seen him either. I just know of his existence."
Ah, okay.
So, I remember there was a little ram-looking thing on his flank. It looked kind of like a cutie mark, and it was like a ram head almost, except it looked almost like had a flame behind it, I guess. Let's see, what else was there? Very dull.
So
Um,
I'm since the since we know you know what it looks like, and that's actually going to, I believe, one of the next episodes for the highlights is going to be that.
It'll depend on how timing works. No, that where they encountered it won't be in the next one. It'll be in the one after.
Yeah, it just make things a little easier, and we're not going to have to sit here through descriptions of we know who that is.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for
Also
people
on
to go
screen.
and discover for themselves. But he after you ramble through the description, he looks at you incredulously before asking, "And what of the Guardian of Canterlot?"
Wait, hold on. The Guardian of Canterlot was, hold on. Are you talking about, like, the metal thing that was, like, patrolling around the borders and all that? Because, I think we
Same.
kind of missed it off.
Skeleton. The skeleton one, not metal. Skeleton.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say,
this
you said
skeleton?
metal.
I don't remember very well. Okay, I apologize, I don't remember.
But,
I don't remember the,
Just a reminder that I'm
material in which it was
unconscious.
made.
he said, asked, "How did you get past the barrier?"
We
Oh,
found a
we
way,
used
right?
the...
Slashing
Yeah.
gear up. You know the best about that thing.
Okay, there was a little device that made a hole in the barrier. We used that to get through the
So
hole.
much for that.
He looks around and says, "Which one is slashing?"
The unicorn that's
Uh,
unconscious.
Yeah, that's
I
one.
point to slash.
I also put that.
He picks up slashing upside down and gives a gentle shake. Go ahead and roll a health check with a +2.
Please be careful with that one.
I succeed by 5.
You are
And
now.
scream.
Yep.
Oh, welcome back to the world of the awake. You're being shaken by a giant bone dragon.
A lich, am I not wrong?
He
Oh,
shrugs.
wait, isn't that the bad word? Are we not supposed to say that word?
He shrugs his bony shoulders before saying, "I do not truly know what I am."
Okay.
I lean over to Senex. Isn't lich the bad word we weren't supposed to say?
Then he then asks, "How did you get through the barrier of Canterlot?"
Found an artifact in one of the unexplored cave, or not cave, facility that had spikes, and it tore a hole through his barrier.
I thought it was just on the ground outside the place.
No, it was
No.
in a facility.
Yes, I am paying attention, Petrol. I saw what she said.
Just making sure.
So he basically does the same thing he did to friggin' Clinker, except drops you directly over Petrol.
Am I able to try and catch that?
Roll dexterity. Just regular dexterity.
Pass.
Okay, you catch the falling unicorn before he.
I do pull out the thing that we used to break through the barrier from my bag.
He takes it from you and presses the button, and after a couple moments of grinding noise, it weakly pops out its arms before it sparks and fizzles.
And
Wait, did we break
we're
it?
going to be able to get back into there.
Wait, when did it break?
Yeah.
I thought that thing was still functioning.
It was on the verge of breaking after I used it the first time.
He looks at it and says, "More than likely, if it broke because of the strength of the barrier."
Yeah, it was
As
strong.
he says it, he kind of turns it sideways and the arms kind of flop around loosely before he tosses it back to you.
And the Guardian wasn't happy when we broke through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. The Guardian was not happy at all.
He chuckles and says, "I would imagine not."
That shield really was something else. It put up with a week-long bombardment from Forge Hammer and Steel Rain.
He nods and says, "The dragons once attempted to break it as well, and we were unsuccessful."
Yes, well, it seems Equestria can't even get through their own barriers, so no offense, you guys stand no chance.
He shrugs and says that it's not a surprise.
So I don't think the barrier spell was equestrian.
This he does seem.
Well, that's unknown.
He seems rather confused at and asks you to expand on that.
The barrier spell itself used a different font of magic than I've ever seen. Even pre whatever caused all this.
He blinks, and you can tell he blinks because the eyelights disappear for a couple seconds at a time before he goes, "Run that past me one more time."
I'm a little confused too, and you taught me some of this stuff.
The magic that the barrier is made of is...
He waves a clawed hand and says, "Not that part."
The pre-war magic?
He looks at you incredulously and says, "Now this is the most outrageous thing that you have tried to tell me so far. No one remembers."
I cast the Shape
time.
Earth. Moving a stone wall in front of me.
Wait, I remember before that time, Arizahoof, we were in these pods. And then, from before we got in those pods, we were before the war.
And I do successfully cast Shape Earth.
He looks at the griffin and says, "Kron, where did you find these ones?" And the griffin just kind of gives a non-committal shrug.
We sort of found you.
Yeah.
Was trying to find a path towards the equestrian monarchy and found this path that seemed like the safest one out of the ones that we found.
So, as the dragon was about to speak again, you hear the loud shriek of a siren going off, and the griffin, you now know as Kron, immediately jumps out and shoots out of the room, and the Arinthian, who's been just kind of listening to all of this, uses his only actual hand to cover his face and heaves a heavy sigh.
What was that?
The dragon growls and says, "Intruders," before the Arinthian attempts to stand, and with the help of the dragon makes it over to a large piece of crystal that has been set into a square pedestal. The Arinthian bangs on it a few times with a closed fist, and for a second it sputters and sparks, and then a holographic image appears above it with a minotaur standing outside, holding a pair of double-barreled shotguns, one in each hand, that he's currently basically working his way through a large group of spawn cultists.
Do we recognize that Minotaur at all?
No, it is not. Your Minotaur is still technically with you. He's just poo-brained.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just been following us, drooling the entire time.
So,
Yep.
I look towards the dragon. Mind if I help out?
You have access to a scry stone?
He simply nods as he's watching the pretty nasty carnage.
I'm gonna go get myself a piece of that.
Okay, so who all is going out to assist the cultists?
Well, I sure am hell
I
not.
will.
I can fight pretty decently.
So when you guys get outside, the area like right outside the door seems to be a pretty big mess now. And now that you are getting the full color image instead of a monochromatic pink
Okay, to be fair, Synax can't see color. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember this,
How could you forget
but
looking for gems
the-
while monochrome vision?
for
Yep.
for those that can see color, the shotgun blast, rather than just like being vaguely invisible, like they're shooting out sprays of color, and you actually kind of recognize it to be similar in color to the bullets that you saw from the spawn hunters.
Hmm.
And they're all like, you didn't see this many ponies and and other creatures coming through, but there are all kinds of different creatures coming through, and some of them are doing things with what appears to be some sort of magic. Paige, you can roll Themology if you're curious, if you followed them.
I didn't follow.
Okay, curious
Didn't
to
follow?
see.
Okay.
I got the Themology. I can try from what Paige taught me.
Roll it at a -2.
This can't go wrong.
No,
Then it will go horribly wrong.
The
Rip.
So, you don't recognize anything they're doing. But everything from like clouds of darkness to conjuring large crows that they then send flying at the Minotaur. He shoots and they explode.
Oh, wow.
He is very handily holding his own at the moment, though. They seem very apprehensive at getting within arm's reach of him.
Am I able to find a good vantage point with decent cover?
From where you're standing, they actually took you farther in and up, and you are above him at the moment.
Oh, do I have a decent shot?
Yes, you both have a fairly decent shot right now. And you can both roll to...
Are we both going to aim for the head?
Yep.
Oh,
Wait.
Nassar, you take right eye, I take left eye.
Right.
I guess I'll throw a fireball at him.
Is that a pass?
Oh, that's a crit.
Okay then.
Oh, my.
Okay, go ahead, and both of you, if you hit, roll damage.
Holy shit. So, Petrol, were you actually going for the eye shot?
Yes, I was. Now, criticals double. This is already a 3 times bonus.
So it's a 6
eye
times
shot.
bonus.
Yes.
Yes.
A 6 times to 5d6.
Oh boy!
I don't think he's going to live.
105 damage to the left eye.
Okay.
Six times. Petrol.
Oh, wait, so 600,
126.
126, yeah.
As you lay down and take aim, you enter that kind of zen moment that you kind of only heard stories about, as time seems to slow for a minute, and he looks up at you, and you can see a look of like what you can only describe as pure unbridled rage as you pull the trigger, and you can almost see as the bullet travels straight for him and enters his eye socket, coming out the back the other end side of his skull in a spray of gore. And for a moment he stands there, kind of almost confused look on his face before dropping on his face, dead.
Yeah,
Nice
I
shot.
also totally took that shot.
Another one down.
You kind of got beat out by the crit. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, don't worry about it.
Petrol,
If it wasn't a crit, but...
have you ever not gotten a one shot?
The changeling was the one exception, and that was pre-planned.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Actually, I think the other one was the android, I believe.
No, I one-shotted that.
Oh, did you?
He one-shotted
To
it.
be fair,
in the
it
only
is a very
spot.
powerful rifle.
It is a pretty powerful rifle, and he one-shotted it in the only spot that he literally could have. And if he had missed, he wouldn't have done nearly as much damage.
True.
Yeah.
He also almost crit the changeling as well.
The changeling that,
almost hit the changeling somehow.
the changeling that I wasn't designed to hit, that
Like,
had everything
all of his
stacked
other
against me,
luck,
I was one off.
absolute shit. Like, terrible luck. But, like,
Oh,
for
yeah.
some reason, he can just hit anything.
Yes. Like, wow.
However, these past couple shots he's had to take didn't account for aiming, because he got the aim bonus but didn't have to actually aim because it was technically outside of combat. But
Man, the Minotaur sure is dead.
Minotaur is very dead. You can see the daylight through his eye socket now.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we're allowed to eat that, right?
I mean,
No.
you can try.
that question, that question, what is that question?
The thing is, every time we've killed something, Argo has asked that question. Why are you even surprised at this point, Nameless?
No.
You
Nasa,
literally have a Minotaur in your party, and you're asking, can we eat the Minotaur?
I mean,
I did the same for the bug.
We did eat changeling meat, Nameless.
I want to point out that changeling is basically a different species at this point, though.
Divergent species, but yeah.
So, Nasa, I mean, you can try. It's not like he's going to care. He's sort of dead.
I do also want to point out that Moop initially wanted to eat Doc.
Doc is
Yeah.
not
Okay, to be fair, I tried to add Doc to my carried equipment, and I was told that wasn't what we do.
Can I add the Earthbone into my inventory now?
Oh god.
That was a fun session.
For those of you watching, that is actually one of the bloopers that is currently out. If you would like to take a look at Doc is not food, because
Yeah.
Doc is not food.
that
To our
was-
knowledge, he's not food.
So,
Doc is in fact not food.
I will also note that now that the Minotaur is dead, a pair of ponies that are dressed very similarly to Doc, except white, are now moving about, tending to the injured. Like, when I say similarly, it's uncannily similar, but, white, and there's more than one of them.
So,
Also, Moon says thank you for not adding him to your inventory.
You're well.
That would have been awkward to carry, because he's bigger than you are.
and probably heavy enough to make you go into over encumbered.
I imagine just Nasa giving Doc a piggyback the whole time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Moon would be fine with it, but Doc, on the other hand...
Most definitely would not.
Yeah.
But, yes. The, like I said, there's a pair of that are helping out the injured right now, and Kron walks over to Vigil, says, "Good shot."
It took a good shot too.
Haven't missed one yet.
Yes, you took a good
Except
shot,
one.
but somebody crit. Sorry.
Yeah. Had I not have crit, then you would have been able to actually take your shot.
Had he not have crit, I had something planned for the both of you to take the kill. But gotta make the crits dramatic.
Right. Also, what is up with those others? They look like Doc. Do they know how to do medicine?
Kron gestures and said they showed up one day. Said they were from some school or college or something and were doing their pilgrimage. We let them do what they do. We protect them, they heal us.
Sounds like a good arrangement.
Well, considering we found them under attack by spellspawn wolves. Yeah, they agree as well. But he gestures for you guys to come back inside and brings you back to the dragon and the Orinthian. And the dragon nods and says, I suppose that you've shown that you're at least not our enemies. We will ensure your safe passage to the other side. And you are welcome here once more if you need travel through again in the future.
Do you have any more of those cool masks?
He chuckles before looking at Kron, who gives a pained groan before walking out of the room, and he comes back with a what appears to be a pony skull mask that is at least 2 sizes too large for you, and plops it on your head.
That's amazing.
Can I see out of it?
Not horribly well, but yes. No, it does not give any disadvantages, but it does give you a +2 to head, or like face, what do you call it? Damage reduction.
I think I pull out the broken scarecrow core that I've been carrying around.
Now this time the Orinthian practically jumps out of his chair, face planting, as his legs are not very well made, before the dragon helps him up, and he also hacks because I have a feeling some of the audience is probably asking the same question. An Orinthian is the parrot people from the MLP movie.
Ah, okay. I was so confused.
But he hobbles over and grabs the chunk before holding it up to his ear, and then looks absolutely depressed as he drops it and says the first thing you have heard him say this whole time, and it is barely intelligible, but he says useless. And he just drops it on the floor before hobbling back to his makeshift throne.
Wait, what did he drop on the floor? I didn't hear.
The scarecrow shard.
Yeah, scarecrow.
You know anything about these?
The dragon picks up the piece and looks at it and says, as far as we can tell, these are the hearts of the scarecrows. We don't know what it is that makes them animate, but we do know that the ones here and any of the ones that we have found after the spawn hunters have gotten to them have all been inert. They do nothing. And he gestures to the Orinthians and says, like he said, they're useless.
I pick it back up and put it back in my bag. I understand they're useless, but it's still a mystery for me.
He gives you another shrug and says, if you find more in the future, be sure to let us know.
I remember the energy that was in it. I should was able to.
But he gestures to Kron and says, show them the way. And Kron then gestures to you guys, and I'm assuming you guys just follow?
Thank you, giant bone dragon.
Yeah.
And before we go, can we at least get your name, dragon?
He chuckles and says that his name is of no importance.
Alright, so there's a nameless one, the one of no importance. There are a lot of weird names.
I'm
The bone dragon face palms and just kind of shoos you away with a gesture.
I'm tempted to call him the Nameless one just to see how Nameless reacts.
The one of no importance.
But after that, the Kron, I'm assuming you guys follow Kron?
No reason not to.
Kron leads you down several tunnels to another door before opening it and says, I would suggest not just letting yourselves in. We are not exactly a trusting group. And simply
Understandably.
showing up unbidden is a good way to get shot.
I mean, to be fair, there wasn't any spot for us to say hello, we're here to do X or Y.
And after the boulder trap, we were effectively shoehorned in one direction.
He shrugs and says, not really my problem, before shutting the door. So what do?
Huh. What happened?
I guess we continue forward.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
So by the time you guys get a fairly decent distance away, it is time for a camp, unless you think you are going to travel through the night.
No.
No, camp
that
sounds good.
does not ever sound like a good idea. So let's camp.
Yeah, I will camouflage. Yes! Our camp looks on this
The flag has not reappeared.
Good.
We don't need a flag.
I like the flip.
So,
We're not hunting for party members to join us.
So, for the... Who's going to be the first watch?
I will watch first.
I'll go with this.
Oh, okay.
Unless if you wanted to do a
No,
thing.
you go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, then you two need to roll perception.
Pass by 3.
Alice, what was that
Yes.
voice?
I could do many voices, but I
Very
choose to go with
changeling.
normal.
Cynic. Just because you know how to mimic others does not mean you always need to do mimicking others.
But I like to sometimes, because it's funny.
What did I miss?
I lightly pet you on the head. You're a good
Miss
bug.
my kind of a southern accent,
Oh,
which is
God, no.
terrible.
That sounds terrible.
I know.
Yeah, somebody
Anyways.
from Indiana should not be trying to emulate my accent or Paige's
I
accent,
don't need it.
because we are actually from the South. Thank you.
I don't know what an Indian is. I think
So,
Shush.
for
I
the
played
both of you,
tic-tac-toe.
yeah, the Tantabus seems to have gone back to more of a normal demeanor and happily plays tic-tac-toe with you.
Woohoo! A good game.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
both of us, or
Just sigh.
I pass by 3.
You lost.
Aw.
So, next shift.
I'll do next shift.
I guess I will as well.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
Nope.
Paige! Stop this! Cease this!
Why?
Why is it always you?
Critical fail.
I passed by 2. Why Paige?
So, Hacks,
Yes.
you see something walk into the camp. Or at least you think you do. You're not sure.
I'm going to go and investigate it.
A little perception at a -12.
Nameless, that's... Oh, okay! That's a fail!
So, whatever it is moves around the camp. Kind of seems to be observing something. it might be your party members, but you can't really tell what it is or what it's looking at or what it's doing. So, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna look for Slashing to try and get a second opinion on this.
Slashing is asleep.
I'm going to wake up Slashing.
Of course.
Slashing, roll a health check.
I'm awake.
Yes. So, Slashing. I'm assuming Paige. I'm assuming Hax is going to tell you, hey, there's a thing over here. So go ahead and roll a perception at a -12.
Nope.
Yes.
I think that's also a new crit fail because of the altered roll.
Actually, I believe that is how that works technically. So, as you
Normally 14, so 2.
Paige.
Paige,
Paige.
you need to cease this.
So, yes, you are aware there is also something moving around the camp, but you can neither see, hear, taste, or you just are aware something is moving around the camp.
I'm gonna try and find the Tantibus.
For Hax, you see something? Maybe?
Alright, no, my first thing I'm gonna do is Slashing. Wake up the rest of the party so we can try and figure out what's going on. I'm gonna try and find the Tantibus.
I attempt to wake up all the non-poo brain party members.
Everybody that isn't the two that are already awake, roll a health check. Regular health check. Argo is still
I
asleep.
wake up immediately.
I passed.
I'm pretty sure that is a fail. Yes. Argo sleep.
I passed.
So, I just noticed we're
What?
missing a moop.
What's happening?
Yes.
There's something moving around our camp.
Poop-brained.
What?
Roll a perception at a -13.
You fucking what?
Nope, I don't see a thing.
I don't
You
think it's
fucking
possible.
what, Nameless?
I don't
You
think it's
heard me.
possible for any of us to see something at these.
I wonder if that's a pass or not. It's a fail, Nameless.
I don't think it's I actually think it's impossible for any of us to roll low enough here.
Oh. Actually, yeah, no.
You have to have a 16 or better to succeed on that for it to be possible.
So, you can attempt to wake Nasa up one more time.
I attempt to wake Nasala another time.
I mean,
Roll
I
health.
could tap dance. Oh, wait, never
So,
mind.
Nasa has been awoken.
Real shit?
So,
Hey,
look,
Moop
it
is
is.
back.
somebody
Moop
roll
is
to
back.
or Moop roll health. Somebody has tried to wake you up.
Alright. So, I am not awake.
Yes, Nasa.
What is so ruckus kung yapat?
Something's been moving around the camp that apparently no one can actually see.
Moop is still asleep.
Oh, Southern, I'm putting on my pony skull mask.
I'm
This is gonna
looking
be
for
just like the
Tantibus.
shamans. The shamans
Okay, no.
told us that they could used to see stuff through this
You get one
masks
more
that
chance
they
to try and wake
I'm
up,
going to
Cameo.
go and try. I'm going to go try and wake up Moop because Moop will probably wake up through sheer anger at me alone. So
Alright. I
I
wanna
proceed
see.
to prod the Moop.
I'm going to try to see things. I wonder
So-
if the mask will work.
Roll at a. That was to wake up, and
Oh,
for
that's
Argo,
right. She woke
you're
up
rolling
from
at a
anger at me
-14.
alone.
At the minus what?
14.
Perception.
My brain.
So
If I didn't have a minus, I would pass.
That's the story of our lives right now.
Oh,
Indeed.
God.
So,
Guys, what the heck happened? What's going on? My
Move.
Well, we're
When-
sort of safe, but we spotted something in our camp.
Do I have to repeat this again?
Wait,
I'm
what
looking
happened
for
to the other
tangibles.
dragon? What's going
hold
on?
on.
Ah!
I'm waiting for everybody to
brain.
get a chance
It's okay.
to roll. So,
Apparently.
minus 12? Does
Minus 12.
yes.
Don't worry, he did the same thing to us, so of course none of us passed.
Yeah, no one passes.
Yes. So, you guys, all of you, are aware that there is a thing here. But, it feels like the more you try to find it, the harder it is to see.
This just sounds like paranoia.
Yes.
Hacks.
Hmm?
You need to roll a regular perception.
That is a pass.
Oh, by the way, Moop,
So-
I got this cool skull mask.
You, as you are, standing there trying to figure out what the hell is going on, you hear a chorus of whispered voices in your ear, and it says, "You are doing well." In no particular male, female, like, you can't tell. There's so many voices layered over each other that it sounds like an entire room full of people are whispering to you. Only you can hear this, by the way.
This is not
Who said that? I look
So-
around and try and spot whatever said that.
Slashing.
Yes.
Your turn. Regular perception.
good. Nasa?
I succeed.
Yes.
You hear, in the same kind of, like, chorus, like, layered voice, your brother would be proud.
How do you know about my brother?
That's
So
all.
what's going on, Moop? Oh, I have to run. I pass.
You hear, your mother missed you.
Hello.
Cameo?
Wait, hold on. This is actually very important. Very important. Did I hear it in Punish or did I hear it in Zebra?
Broken zebra.
Oh, that is actually...
Was that a pass for regular?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
you,
I hope so.
you hear, "I'm sorry about your sibling." And
Listen,
next,
Yes.
is we're gonna go with Vigil.
No, okay. That's a pass.
She really did miss when you were gone.
Huh.
And Ellis, I believe you're the last one.
Yep. I passed by one.
And the voices tell you that you shouldn't give up on your magic.
My eyes light up a little bit. 'Cause
Before
magic.
everybody roll another, like, collective perception at a minus 12.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
In order to pass the minus 12, I need to roll a 1 with 3 dice.
Same.
I need to roll 2, so
Not much better. So, as far as you guys are aware, whatever it was just left the area. But you didn't see it, you didn't like, you heard the voice, but that's about it.
Hold on, can I roll a spiritual lore?
Go ahead.
Pass.
So, by what margin?
Like 3.
So, you're fairly certain that wasn't a spirit. You're not sure what exactly it was, but while it would fit some spirits' MOs,
And I'm back.
you guys are kind of still alive. Nothing got thrown around, things like that. Like
Spirits
nothing,
are actually relatively gentle unless you get mixed up with some mean spirits.
I want to point out that the land is not very happy, and most spirits you would be running into are either angry dead spirits, or ill or angry land spirits.
Okay, but to be fair, the spirits of death are probably very happy with those current circumstances.
No, I said angry dead spirits, not death spirits. So people that, or in this case, ponies and creatures that didn't die in the most happy circumstances.
Oh, these are like the worst. The big open.
Out and wake up to this. Ugh.
Oh yeah, you missed that. The bone dragon gave me this really cool mask.
I am
not feeling good.
I am going to continue to look around for the Tantibus.
Oh yeah, by the way, the bone dragon's name is of no importance.
So the Tantibus doesn't actually seem to be present at the moment, for those that were looking for it.
Huh. Hey, Sai, did you see the Tantibus on your watch?
I played tic-tac-toe.
So
That doesn't really answer the question, because you could be playing tic-tac-toe and so you didn't see it.
I mean, yes, I played tic-tac-toe with it. So it was acting normal. Or better than what it was earlier.
and I can't seem to find it now.
You mean her?
Okay.
I mean, for Clinker, Clinker wouldn't know it's not an it.
It's a cloud of gas to me.
Yes. Vaguely unicorn-shaped fart cloud. Of
Yeah.
pretty colors. And no smell.
I'm not really assigning a gender to it.
Okay, to be fair, spirits can technically have gender. It's not easy to tell, and you'd kind of have to ask half the time.
Yeah, and I also want to point out that you would be the one that would know that, not Clinker. So Clinker saying it makes a lot of sense.
Listen, Clinker. Spirits can sometimes have gender, you just need to ask them. How do you talk to spirits? That is a good question. I don't know. That is something I want to find out.
We seem to do it by a Ouija board.
Yeah, we still have the Ouija board.
So,
You mean the alphabet paper?
Can we get the peoples to roll the, what is that clicking noise? Is somebody clipping their toenails right now?
Sounds more like a pen.
That sounds about right. I have no idea.
But, I'm going to say, everybody needs to roll a quick regular perception.
Apparently I see everything
That is
now.
a pass.
So,
Nope.
the Tantibus kind of like, so for Ellis is already passed out again, but for everybody else, the Tantibus kind of walks casually back into the camp, like just outside the firelight as usual, and lays back down.
Okay. Why do I kind of get the feeling that the Tantibus was the one that was coming through camp, just doing weird things and we couldn't see it?
It kind of waves a hoof at you, but it's hard to read air writing when there's nothing being written.
Moop, can you go get the Ouija board?
which one. I have 3 of them.
Doesn't really matter.
Actually, it kind of does.
In Polish, preferably.
Okay.
Wait, I can still speak Zebra.
Here you go.
Nasa, did you just say you could still speak zebra?
Yes, because I don't know. It would
You're
be
a
cool
zebra.
if I could speak Zebra to others.
You're already a zebra, though. Like,
I know. I know.
I think you need more sleep than me, and my head is spinning.
I know, but I got woken up during what was supposed to be my first shift of sleep.
It's like me saying something along the lines of, "I can still speak English."
It's like, yeah,
And
I
yet
hope
we
you
still
did.
question you.
Right now.
However,
Just
I'm gonna. Okay, I take the Ouija board over to the Tantabus to see if it wants to say anything.
it says that it wasn't the Tantabus. Like, it says it wasn't it that did it.
Well, do
And
you know anything about what it was?
she points out friend.
Huh.
Before laying down and kind of just watching the party, or at least as far as you can tell, with somebody that like has no like actual discernible facial features.
Does any creature know what friend of Tantabus might mean?
Guess as good as mine.
I'm passed out, so I can see.
I'm going to be honest. I'm too tired. I think I should just sleep.
Nope, don't
So
know.
we are sitting at
It
about.
was close enough to my watch anyway.
We were once we finish the watches. We are sitting at about 2 hours. If you guys, do you want to keep going, or we want to put a pin in it after this?
I'm down.
I can keep going. What about you?
I'm good. I'm just making sure. Do we want to do a quick break, though?
A quick break might be useful.
A good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do
Yeah.
Vigil's watch, and then whoever's with Vigil's watch.
Oh, this will be
I
interesting.
am.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Moop and Vigil. What could go wrong?
Perception. Roll it.
Everything.
Pass.
More than dice will be rolling tonight.
Hence why my theory about Moop waking up through sheer anger at me alone worked.
I wasn't
prodded.
angry at you. My head is spinning.
So
Didn't wake up anyone
You
else. I
guys,
prod
you
up
guys,
instantly.
can you shut up?
No.
I demand
We know
that
this
you
bit.
shut up. You guys don't really see anything abnormal from your shift. Everything seems quiet. Tantabus is doing whatever Tantabus does while staring at you guys all night. Okay, and I think that will be a good point for the quick intermission for everybody that wants to go like get drinks, whatnot. This is also where I remind everybody, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, show some support, and also a big thank you to Forever Free Brony for the intro that you guys heard, and for Ventual, I forget the number, but Ventual on
12.99.
yeah, Ventual on Twitter for the thumbnail and quite a bit of the art of like the character stills with the white backgrounds, right? That are actually should be showing right now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
Yes.
But
Also, just
Yeah.
there's
Nameless,
also
you need to update the art.
it should have updated.
No, the art is not in the footer. I've been watching.
Okay,
Well, I'll
apparently
be back then.
I will
All right.
do that later. I will also note we are more than happy to if people would like to do art for the characters in the stream, you guys are more than welcome, and if you send them to me through the email that's attached to my channel, I will be more than happy to put them up in the stream.
I have so much art.
Yes, we know.
We know you do.
Yeah.
It has
too
become a
much.
bit of a problem that all of the art is Nasa. It is good art,
Yes.
but the
But we just-
Peacemakers now have what, 5 pictures? I think.
Yes.
Compared to
I've
what we
taken-
have, like we've got like 15,
I've taken-
something like that.
I've taken over the other group's campaign.
I could check the editing folder to see how many we are, but it's not important enough. All right, I'm gonna go do things. I'll be back.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, feel free to ask any questions if you are still watching. We do have a few minutes. We might be able to answer a couple questions if anybody has any. And big thank you for Sawtooth as well. Should definitely say
Yes.
that. Without him, the large jump in subscribers would not have been possible.
I'm going to be
Yes.
real. If you have seen our stuff, you probably know who Sawtooth is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I'm just gonna wait for a little bit, let everybody get back, and then we'll get right back to
And I'm
the.
back.
Okay, there's one.
Oh yeah, I forgot to use the restroom.
See if I can't find the why the image is not showing.
Is back.
Welcome back. That's 2.
I am attempting to see if I can get the images to actually do the thing.
Show up.
Yeah. It seems like it should be updating in real time, so I don't have to like do anything weird.
The keyword in that sentence is should.
Can y'all update me on what the hell I missed while I was getting my second phone?
Oh yeah. Dragon is relatively harmless to us, so that's good. After we told him about the whole Camelot thing, we fell under attack from a Minotaur. I absolutely blew its brains out. And Nessa wondered if we could eat it.
As usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of just a regular thing at this point.
And then it was mainly honestly just discussing like the stuff that we had done around cattle and all that sort of stuff. Then we sort of got our stuff sorted to leave, and then yeah, got to camp, made camp for the night, and that's about it. Nothing really all that important.
Mm-hmm.
My mind was so blown, I went poo brain.
We still didn't find out what that dragon was or what the name was. It was just dragon.
Yep.
Yes, mysterious dragon number 82.
Mysterious dragon.
Well, the mysterious dragon who is named of no importance.
I want to point out that was not his name.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, we totally know. But you just kind of let us there.
Considering you were called the Nameless one, we figured it's a lot more fitting to have a dragon named of no importance. Namink, yeah, with what Namink asked, that's sort of one of the. I thought I somehow highly doubt this. But just for shits and giggles, what if this is?
I have returned.
But yeah, there's no word as whether that was Spike or not. But extremely unlikely.
I mean,
Oh, there is like 0% chance.
I want to point out he did say that there was no such thing as alicorns.
Yeah.
True. True, but he also didn't realize we were pre-war.
Well,
We don't
for him
really
to be
give
that
that
size,
thought.
he probably was as well.
Well, no,
Hmm.
he's not, considering alicorns don't exist.
Mm.
Who's to say he wasn't saying that to protect our identities in this post-war world?
Okay. Do you guys not remember that dragons could also,
What the hell was that?
Well, there's your answer.
Gabriel, that was perfect timing.
Camille was just like talking, and all I hear is no.
Yeah.
That kind of noise.
Gabriel, that was perfect.
I don't even know what that was, but that was hilarious.
I
Yeah,
found
good,
back
by
up.
the way.
that, and although the context is kind of sad, I'm still laughing at it too, so I don't blame you.
But is everybody back?
Everton, yes.
I believe so.
Cameo's
I
here,
wanna
Petrol's here, Paige is here.
Axe got Axe, so yeah, we're all here.
Wait, Hex is back?
Yep.
I wasn't
Yeah.
paying. Yeah, okay, there we go.
I mean, we don't know about Sim, but
Who knows? Sim is always somewhere. We don't know where, but somewhere.
Our resident lurker, E.B. Vulcan.
So, it is now morning time. What do?
Well, I guess we keep walking in the same direction we have been.
I'm walking.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm walking here.
as you guys start traveling again, you come across another forest.
Not this again.
I'm a little afraid. I don't want to go
And
into the
we
forest.
always run into forests, no swamps.
This one looks a lot more scraggly than most of the other ones you've run into so far, because the Everfree is the Everfree, and the other one was kind of the living space of an arc druid.
I know
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming like less and less useful as we get further and further into Arcana's territory. But can I roll area knowledge again to see if I know anything about this?
-5.
Understandable.
It's understandable.
That's
Have a good
actually a
day.
pass.
Yes, there are trees here.
I see. I was not meant to pass that.
No.
No, you passing that just reaffirms what you noticed.
As far as you were aware, you should have already been in New Equestrian Monarchy territory.
Okay, so how thin is the canopy?
Like, it's all like looks like dead trees, but for some reason it's still hard to see through them.
We could
Magical
fly over
trees?
top
So-
to see if there's anything there.
Heck, that's what I was going to do, but if we can't see the party down below, things might get a little dangerous.
And also, you
I should
know the
probably-
hazards with flying, right?
I'm going to do my perception. I pass by the
What
way.
hazards? What flying hazards?
What are you looking for? You see trees.
I want to see if there's any like discernible paths. I want to see if there's like.
Are you going to try and
I don't
climb
know.
a tree?
I mean, there's not much in the way of brush, so it's not
Yeah.
going to be difficult to navigate.
is this
so-
how going to
Alright,
try and climb the trees instead?
Okay.
I still wanna.
We don't have the dramatic
Like-
music though.
True.
Well, I do have the dramatic music, but
Wasn't it just from the YouTube Studio library?
no, I commissioned that.
Oh. Right. Oh, I forgot which one Squid used.
No, he tried to
Yeah.
use something that YouTube really didn't like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, I still want to get, like, the look of it from above before we
Yeah, I'm
try
gonna
and walk
do a
through
quick
it.
fly overhead at the entrance of the forest.
And I'm gonna go with Vigil.
Okay, so You fly above, and you realize sticks are doing way too good of a job to be obscuring as much as they have. For the people on the ground, what are they doing?
I want to talk to the others.
All right.
Okay, so there was something that I kind of thought of before passing out and probably becoming food brain. Do you think the fact that we still have magic of the old world, that's what made us immune to the ever-burning pits?
Maybe.
Well, but
Did we have any wastelanders with us at that time?
No, it was just us and Doc.
Doc.
Oh yeah, this is why I asked. So Duck was with us at that point, right?
But he wasn't in the fire from what I remember. I could
Oh,
be
he fell-
remembering wrong, don't get me wrong.
He
Never
fell
checked.
into the fire.
Sorry about that.
As the one who's been editing that video currently, I can tell you the 3 kids went in first, saw Luna, and then came back out and got Slashing and Doc to follow. And if I remember correctly, Petra was poop brained.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Doc did in fact go in.
What is a video? Is it like those cinema things that started to pop up a bit in Equestria? I just started hearing about them.
Nope.
You didn't even hear me say that. Nasad wouldn't even hear me say that because I'm flying.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Okay,
I
didn't
succeed by 1.
Oh, okay.
All right then.
Yeah, but the fact is that he was surrounded with other people with that magic. I don't know how magic works and all of that, but like, wouldn't that have provided some protection?
You need to get kind of closer because we can barely hear you right now, especially over whatever that banging noise was.
Someone.
That banging noise was me falling.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is that, like, Doc was with all of us, you know, the people from the old world with old world magic. Maybe that provided some form of protection. Like, I don't know how magic really works like that, but, like, would that really be too far of a stretch?
I remember I just turned Moop up because it turns out I had Moop turned down because last time I think she was too loud or something.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Since when has she been too loud?
She had said something about being loud and told people to turn her down, and I don't think I ever turned her back up. I think it was last session. It just occurred to me that might be why I'm having so much trouble hearing her.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense.
I
So-
didn't turn it in at all last time. She was fine.
Well, she said so, and I was like, might as well be better safe than sorry. Not blow anybody's eardrums out. Which was what I did with
Well,
episode
actually,
8
yeah,
of the,
because it wasn't your end,
Peacemakers.
so yeah.
Yeah, if you guys look at Peacemakers episode 8, I finally figured out the audio and accidentally turned it up so loud that like everybody their ears died. So give me just a sec. I am typing the thing.
Click, clack, click, clack.
Oh, I guess that didn't come through my mic very well. That was me slow clapping.
I'm surprised, but considering Nameless said he's typing, I don't hear any click, clack.
Clap your hooves and do a
Because I
little
was
shake.
using my mobile device.
Aha!
That doesn't click clack.
Smart. Very smart.
Smart look.
Why do you think that
SMRT.
you
I mean,
get-
SMART.
Now, Paige, I sent you that information. Feel free to share if you think you know a thing.
Magic, like the most ponies do, has to do with emotions normally. And heightened emotions can change how the magic works. the flaming pits themselves didn't cause physical damage outside of mental problems. I remember when we walked through it, I was hit by a wall of grief.
I feel like Paige has lost where they were going with this. Or was that all you had to say?
I don't know if I parsed a single word that was said. I apologize.
Okay.
My brain just didn't work for a moment. Sorry.
I think we all heard you except for Argo, who didn't.
Yeah, no,
the fiery pits without a desire to do damage to what was inside the pits.
Oh, that might make sense. Yeah, sorry, Polish isn't my first language, I must remind you. I couldn't process for a moment.
So
Brain was being dumb.
you guys are outside the forest. What do?
Well, we might have to go in there to hunt for some food.
First.
Wait, why do we need to hunt food? We got weeks worth of food.
We have weeks worth of.
Hey,
It'd be really nice to know how much rations and stuff that we got, but I was never informed on how much.
I just went based on Nassau's food tracking. Well, knowledge for our food stores.
Nameless, how much food did we get from the druid?
Yeah, that was never mentioned, and I was hoping for a spot to ask.
2 weeks worth of vegetable rations, like food that is not
veggie and fruit.
Yeah, it's like herbivore rations.
So what I'm hearing is we need to hunt, right?
Says the herbivore.
Petrol. The entire party right now, except for Moop, is made up of herbivores.
And when does that stop us from eating meat?
Actually, no, I'm an omnivore. I eat meat. The zeros where I'm from eat meat.
We've eaten plenty of meat.
Technically speaking, though, you lot are more omnivores by species.
Well, if you really want to get down to this, the species is herbivores, and we can horses can process meat just very poorly.
I'm not saying they can't, but you don't need meat. You're saying it like you are hunting for people.
No, well, it is not a requirement. It is just a thing that is useful, and I know how to cook it.
Regardless, okay.
Also, we still have veggies from the castle that were never used.
So, slashing.
Which was like 2.5.
They're probably go bad by now.
When me and Vigil did the flyover of the forest, it seemed like it's much harder to see through than it should be. Like the trees are pretty bare and spaced out, and there's not really underbrush or a lot to obscure vision, but we can't see through it very well. And I'm wondering if there's some kind of magical reason behind that you could, at least figure out if it is there.
Yes, I attempt to detect if there's magic in the forest.
I don't know if you can detect the entire forest for magic.
Yeah, I assume that to be the case. Like, if we can find a symbol that would be an anchor for magic, maybe, but the forest itself, no.
Yes, let me
I'll do
magic on this broad space that I have no idea how far it goes.
I'm just gonna do a thaumaturgy roll to see if there is a type of magic that I can think of. That would be succeed by 7.
I mean, you saw the druid and the magic around him.
There is magic that can obscure things. But I'm not an illusion mage, so I couldn't tell you the exact details. So I'm assuming it's illusion. At least I hope it's illusion.
I really, really, really hope it's illusion.
I don't know illusion, but it could be illusion. I hope it's illusion, because if it's not illusion, it could be so much worse.
How much worse? Dare I ask?
You don't want to know.
That's comforting.
So,
I guess I should lead this time, or are we gonna do normal lead? If this is magic stuff,
It seems like magic stuff.
I guess I is leading.
so
I kind of want to set up some traps, see if we can get some food.
My perception. I
Okay.
succeed by 2.
are you
Pushing into the forest.
okay? So Paige's character just walked into the forest.
Okay, I guess we're trailing.
So, who is following Paige as Paige walks into the forest?
Well, I'm following.
I am probably the most qualified to make sure Paige doesn't die. Slashing doesn't die.
I like how immediately it's like, I will make sure she doesn't die.
I guess I'm just gonna hover around above.
So, as you guys start to get in, first thing you notice, because like looking into the forest, it didn't seem like it got that dark in here. But as soon as you get a good ways in, it gets really dark in here. Roll perception.
I'd like to activate my Lumiere. Because, I remember to keep my light.
I succeed by
Right.
2.
I succeed by 4.
I am going to roll.
Okay.
That's by the way.
I fail by 1.
Okay. Moop, you gonna roll a perception? Whether you went in or not? I would like to know if you decided to go in or not, for sure. Because you seem to be questioning it. The Moop is typing.
I'm a busy typing. Oh, I only thought there were a few of us going. I may have misremembered those, my bad.
I mean, at this point, I think you would have ended up alone, so that is your decision to make. If you want to stay, you can stay.
I just wanted to make sure that the one going into the first alone wasn't going to die.
So,
Pretty sure we all just started going into the forest, though. So.
Magical forest, piques my curiosity. I must go inside.
okay. So, as you guys continue to move further, you hear the sound of faint giggling around you.
That doesn't seem worrying at all.
I don't like this.
As said earlier, I hope this is illusion.
What do?
Continuing on my path.
Continuing to follow.
Hey, what's the joke you're all laughing at?
Yeah, I want to know what's going on with that laughing. That's a bit concerning.
I'm not laughing. Is any creature else laughing?
You hear a faint, like, sing-songy voice go, "We're laughing at you."
Wait, why not at me? I am so confused.
A voice that sounds like it's immediately above Moop says, "Because you amuse us."
Why do we amuse you? Who even are you?
A voice from between Clinker's legs says, "That's none of your business, but you're funny."
Well, then make it my business. I stamp my hoof.
So, Vigil, or not Vigil.
Yeah.
I looked at the wrong person. Moop, somebody steps on your tail.
Ow! Okay, be careful where we're stepping.
Wait, Moop, who was behind you?
I don't know. I was falling
Like-
right behind Slashing.
Both-
I thought.
You look
And
down,
you-
and it is actually Moop you were behind.
How did this happen? I'm sorry, Moop. I didn't mean to do that.
So, Petrol, are you still flying right now?
Yes.
Okay. I want everybody but Petrol to roll perception at a +2.
Lovely.
Hey,
That's
look.
a pass.
Succeed by 4.
Out of 12.
That's a pass by 3.
So,
I passed by too much.
Petrol is
But I
currently
can-
flying upside down.
How?
Vigil, how are you doing that?
I don't know.
This exchange is followed by a chorus of faint giggling.
So I guess
Did you all do this?
I choose to fly up there and correct him.
A taunting voice says, "We're not going to tell you," as you are suddenly face to face with Ellis. Who thought she was flying to course correct Petrol, is now immediately in front of Clinker.
Sai.
I
Hi
And
there.
Zap.
Hi.
Ruben, how are you all getting lost?
Weren't you gonna make Vigil fly upright?
I thought I was.
Hey, you wanna maybe go do that instead of standing in front of me?
I was heading in that direction and then I suddenly appeared in front of you.
I'm gonna go up and try and correct Vigil.
So,
I think both of us will go.
Moop, you find yourself suddenly on your head.
I just roll up into a ball and
You okay, Moop?
I mean, Argo, you see Clinker turning Moop upside down.
No.
can I just
Hold
roll
on, is this a
away?
Polish tradition? Or what?
I want to roll away.
How did I end up in front of Moop? This was supposed to be Vigil.
At this point, the things that are somehow always just just outside of your vision are all giggling and laughing at you.
Right. Real quick, I want to make sure that Vigil is not directly above me.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Why is the draconic ball rolling away?
So, I just want to make sure that Vigil is not directly above me, as
So,
I'm about to.
As you guys are watching, Moop starts rolling away, and then proceeds to do loop-de-loops through the air.
I go ahead and just cast Dispel Magic.
Wait, Moop, Loop Loop is doing through the air. I'm so what?
Is doing loop de loops. You could almost call them loop de loops.
Okay, I'm gonna burn you just for that pun. Get over here.
Please don't start fires in the woods. Please don't start fires in the woods.
Actually, in this one, I wouldn't complain about it. To be honest, I actually wouldn't complain if we set this forest on fire.
So,
Well, considering that it seems we're going in circles, I don't know if we can escape a forest fire.
And our pyromet is probably going to self-destruct if they tried that because of this forest.
Anyways,
So,
I
I got
casted
more control
Dispel
over my
Magic,
fire than that one.
and I succeeded by 9.
as far as you can tell, nothing changed.
Am I still air? What is going on here? My head is still spinning from before.
Well, they did the loop-de-loops with you, but you ended up on the ground
Loop-de-loop.
again.
It's a moop de loop kit, please.
Yes, the moop-de-loops. So,
I hate you all.
I'm. Mm.
the voices, one of them that seems to be coming from Slashing's main says, "You guys are fun," in a very satisfied tone.
Well, then
You
let's
know, I
stop
kinda-
becoming fun. I say every creature just sit down and stop doing anything until they get bored of us.
I am going to roll
They can
Thaumaturgy,
find
see if I can figure out what
Not
these
gonna
are.
happen if they can simply pick us up and just do whatever.
I kind of want to just start doing changeling things and use mimicry.
Well, you know, they seem to only want to play off of things that we're already trying to do, so if we just don't
So-
give them anything to work with, they might get bored.
Paige, you don't necessarily recognize these creatures, but they do seem oddly familiar. So, logic would kind of lead down the line that they might be spell warped or weave warped versions of something you knew.
No.
I still want to know what they're even like. What even are they? Are they like spirits? Are they like
There's
do have
a
a-
magical creature.
You do have a spirit lore.
Oh fuck! I rolled.
Hey,
Okay!
If they're spirit related, I know them.
So, you do know that these aren't spirits, but you do recognize them from stories of your homeland of Equestria. These are more than likely weave warped breezies.
They're what?
You're much like your Abada. The breezies are a creature that many believe too fantastical to actually exist. But considering all of the things that you have been seeing, these appear to be weave warped breezies. Weave warped being that they've taken the backlash. They're not quite spell spawn, but they're somewhere in an in-between state.
They're the more fun versions of changelings. They like things.
I would know about the breezy migration, right? That's
Yes.
common knowledge. Okay. I was like,
Considering how many individuals would get roped into it.
yeah.
I didn't hear you ask a question, and I don't see one that you typed.
I asked if they wanted to play a game with.
So, the breezies, who you still can't see, but you hear a chorus of voices all trying giddily to talk over each other, cluster around you.
All right, I got a few games in mind. You guys ever had a belch off?
The voices go quiet, and one of them goes, "A what?"
A belch off. It's a very common game us dragons play.
Are you challenging them to burping?
No. Burping is more. Meh. I'm talking about full-on belches, man.
The breezies take a moment before one says, in a rather perturbed voice, You can't beat us.
I'm a dragon. Try me.
And you hear a deep inhale, or as deep as something that small can do, followed by a small sound that can vaguely be described as a belch.
Ah, I see. You're pretty good. But let me show you how it's done.
So, since dragons tend to accompany that with
a
fire,
shot of flame.
Rather than fire coming out, you have glowing iridescent bubbles that shoot out, followed by a chorus of giggles.
Oh my god, that was so cool! You guys did that!
That is very chaotic.
A very much full of themselves type of voice answers, "Of course we did."
You guys are cool.
I feel like I'm being messed with.
How did she... did y'all get trapped over on this side after the war started?
There's a sudden hush before a voice that somehow managed to sound both tiny and wizened says, we've been like this for who knows how long. The war didn't treat us well. And there's a chorus of sad, like, muttering and mumbling of, like, things almost too quiet to catch.
Aw. I wish I could hug you guys.
And I don't know what part of the cycle of the migration it is. So I couldn't even help you if I...
There's a wry chuckle from the wizened sound one as he says, "We no longer migrate."
Oh.
So you guys just stay here in this forest?
There's a chorus of affirmative muttering, and the one that the elder one says that they've spent many years here, and their home was mostly destroyed during the war.
How?
Why do I imagine that being Boop?
The moment I noticed the bubbles, yeah.
Oh, God.
I do not know what is going on with these.
Yeah. Well, it seems like anyone who migrated stopped. I don't blame you guys. The war was a horrible thing. Hard to keep tradition when everything is working against you.
There's a chorus of, like, sad, like, agreeance.
But hey, new traditions can arrive, right? So new opportunities for new happy memories. Eventually.
Yeah.
There's a much more happy sounding chiming of agreeance as one of them pipes up. "We like to tease the ones who walk through here."
I can tell. Hey, you guys, can you guys make more bubbles? I want to see if we could stack them up into bubble towers. I heard that's apparently a thing that ponies used to.
There's a chorus of oohs as, like, you've struck on an idea. And one of them encourages you to create more fire. You don't have to
All
do any
right.
kind of rolls or anything like that if you're just going to start breathing fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you do that, you watch as all of the fire, rather than fire, you get the same iridescent glowing bubbles as they float around like they have a mind of their own before settling in a fairly sizable tower. And you can hear the breezies all chiming in with like, this one should go there and that one should go here.
Ooh, 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 ooh. You should put that very big one right over there. Yeah. Ooh, this is so cool.
And they seem to quickly get bored of making towers and instead start making bubble crowns, which they then place on the party. Although Vigil gets a necklace that vaguely resembles like a military style medal.
Yay.
They also give Nasa a beard.
What? What? Why?
Oh, I want to draw that.
Supers don't even crop beards. Wait, do they?
There's a questioning chorus that's like you hear a voice close to your ear ask, well, I don't know, do they?
Well, then my father didn't have a beard. Don't think so, at least. It's getting hard to remember at this point. It's been a while since I've been in my village.
The
Starting to
beard
miss it.
disappears as it is pulled away, and instead they give you a pair of wings.
Not something I would normally have, but I mean, I can't complain.
Can you fly with the wings? Go on, try.
I quickly tried to jump, and I imagine they do not function.
Actually, as you jump, you then the wings then open and you begin to slowly move around. Slowly, granted, but you are in fact moving as if flying. The wings reacting as if you were flapping them.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is really cool.
I'm gonna like start hovering next to Nasa and say, "Come on, Nasa, fly with me."
Trying to dissect what type of magics they're using.
That is
Come
so...
on, Tinker, let's go flying.
So,
Oh god.
can I get some scent-based perceptions? Because I can't remember if
Yes, I know. I pass anyway.
I
I passed by 2.
I passed by 4.
there is an odd, kind of sulfury, unpleasant kind of smell going on.
Oh no, that's not good.
That smell usually doesn't mean good things.
So, I need pass margins. Who passed?
4.
By? Okay.
4.
4.
Passed by 2.
Okay. For those that passed by 4, the smell is coming from Cameo. Or Moop.
Moop? There's a smell coming from you.
And it's kind of a not pleasant smell.
Kind of a, like, bad smell.
I don't smell anything.
It smells like how would you describe it? You ever been near like a volcano or something, and it's like that smell of like sulfur? I think it is. Is that the bonus word for it?
So as you guys are looking at Cameo, you start noticing a shift in like color hue. It's subtle at first, but then there's like bumps that start appearing and strange shifts in both color.
Moop, why are you changing color?
She is also aggressively scratching.
What do you mean changing color? She's always the same color to me.
Oh god! Oh god!
They do have a point.
Tynex, I
Given
get
that
close to
you're
you.
colorblind, I don't think you would
What?
notice.
I
I don't
lightly
know. I'm
tap you
kind of
on
very
head.
itchy, is all.
You're colorblind. You wouldn't be able to see.
Don't worry, he doesn't remember being colorblind.
I'm gonna walk over to Moop and be like, you okay there?
Yeah. It should be fine. I don't know why I'm itchy though. Maybe it's the bubbles?
You seem to be
I think-
scratching rather aggressively.
I'm going to. Would this be a magical? Is something I would learn in magic? Haven't.
Roll an intelligence -3.
Apparently, no.
I think I'm allergic to the magical bubbles.
Uh,
Is it possible to be allergic to magical bubbles?
The breezies, sounding rather alarmed,
It's an allergy.
say that they are entirely unsure if allergies to bubbles is possible.
But are you scratching it anyway? Like a specific area? Like everywhere?
No, it's my whole body, and this is after I popped a bunch of bubbles and have the bubble crown. So
Argo, having just learned what a allergy actually is.
Okay. Shh. I don't know what allergies are. Shut.
I'll just cover myself in some dirt. Maybe that'll help.
Hold on. Are there like bubbles like coming off of your skin or something?
No. When I made the first set of bubbles with the breezes, I popped all of those. So let me just try to see if some dirt.
What are bubbles made out of?
Fire and magic. That's the only thing I know.
and actually, it's normally a thin film of a liquid filled with air.
Yeah, but this
kind
was
of liquid?
fire turned into bubbles by magic.
So, I am so confused. I don't know nearly enough about this kind of thing. Man, if only we had someone that knew anything about dragon biology.
But I have.
Wait, when do dragons get wings? Could be that thing.
We go through the molds, but like, this isn't signs of the molds, I think. Not from what I remember. Like, my brothers used to have huge changes in their voices. I don't have that right now. So, I'm good. I'm just really itchy. The dirt's kind of helpful.
I'm waiting for Nameless to be like, in Cameo, suddenly your voice changes a lot.
Hold on. Wait. You said your brothers have their voice change, right?
Uh-huh.
You know that in other species, the guys tend to have their voices drop at some point. I think that's called puberty.
Something like that.
Yeah, but this isn't the molds. Like, cause other than the voice changing, there's like no control of the fire, the sneezing, and then at one point you turn into stone. And then you hatch from that.
Damn it, Nameless.
All of those things sound very concerning. If any of those things occur, I don't know about you, but I am very concerned about fire. I indicate hoofs.
I would like to say that sounds very much like bug. Or bugs that metamorphose.
We're not bugs. We're not you. We're just go through the mold. I don't know, like... Listen, I am literally a child. You should not be asking a child these things. I just know
Yes,
from the
much younger
few
than you.
experiences I went through. Or rather, I saw others go through. Tigre didn't have a voice change either, but he also had the whole sneezing fits. Oh god, his sneezing fits was the worst.
Please don't
Whew.
sneeze fire on me. I'm very
No,
flammable.
no. You see, when you're going through the mold, not all of your sneezes are actually fire. And this is... I don't know why it is, but trust me, the dude rolled down the mountain because he sneezed so hard once. You should have seen it.
I'm sure it was probably very funny for you. I am just concerned, as I don't want to be set on fire. Again.
Again.
Yeah,
For what,
the
fourth
it's
time?
not gonna happen.
Something like that.
Please, stop setting your local zippers on fire. It is very, very uncomfortable.
Stop it. Get some help.
So, what do now?
Am completely covered in dirt and stop scratching. Yes, dirt help.
So, Moop, be dirty.
What is
In the
often
most
dirty?
literal of senses.
So, the breezies do ask you where you guys are headed.
We've been trying to
question.
get to the new equestrian monarchy, but we seem to keep running into roadblocks of some description or another.
The breezies get a collective oh, and then there a glowing arrow appears, and they say, "This way."
Oh, thank you.
And
Yes,
That
ahead
is
and
very
follows
useful.
the breezies.
if you guys follow the breezies, let me everybody following the breezies. Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure, I don't have any current reasons to distrust them.
So
I don't
it
think.
is a rather meandering path. It loops back around a few times and then goes back forward, and eventually you get to the other side, and you come in view of what appears to be the remains of a fairly decent-looking city.
Can I roll area knowledge to see if it's Vancouver?
I would not know what it is.
Let me double. Do I have the map up that has the right words on it? Because I'm pretty sure that is it. It doesn't have the words. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the correct city. So.
Well, that's the one that it says in what is it? Tribes? Yeah, in tribes.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that because I can't remember which city was where. Because this map doesn't actually have the names of it on it. But go ahead and roll.
All right. That is a pass by 6.
Yes, you recognize it as Vancouver.
Yeah, when it said under New Equestrian Monarchy under tribes, it says territory Vancouver.
Go ahead and roll perception.
That is a pass by 4.
You should probably know that I passed by a lot.
Ellis,
Five.
Paige, Petrel.
My bad.
I
Perception.
perceive.
Yes.
That's a pass by a
Pass by 2.
Okay. So, you looking at the what do you call it? Looking at the city, you guys all notice that it's pretty heavily fortified, all things considered. The fortifications may not be the most ideal, but it's very, very heavily fortified for a wasteland area. What do?
I propose a crazy idea here. Let's try asking if we can come into the city as opposed to breaking our way in.
I like that idea. Let's go with it.
I thought that was the idea.
But that idea is
Why
not the
why do
fun
people
one.
have another idea?
Moop's like, we can burn it down.
Clinker, that idea is good enough, but it's not a very fun idea.
The reason we break into most cities is because it's the most effective way to get into them.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't have to be.
Okay, and I think for that, from that, we'll go ahead and put a pin in it tonight, and we will be picking up again tomorrow with the Peacemakers of Equestria. And next week will be on Tuesday. We will do the highlights for Lost Memories, bloopers on Thursday, and then again Saturday we will pick this up from there. And other than that, everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and have a great evening and drink water.
Have a good night, guys.
See you guys.
Night.